You're about to see where I think Ethereum can go next, and also find out about some cool trading opportunities that I think are available in this market. But you're watching this entire video late. It's already been uploaded to the 𝗬𝗙𝗧𝗓𝗓 daily channel, which is linked in the top of every description of this YouTube channel. And this is where I post all of my altcoin analysis. I'm talking more about trading and analysis on this YouTube channel exclusively for altcoins. All these videos go here that you've been missing, and anything altcoin related that you watch on this channel is late because it's already been up on this channel. So go subscribe to this, go tick the bell for this, and I'll see you all there. With the sell-off, Ethereum is looking really interesting. It has dropped down a little bit lower than we wanted to, and to be honest, it may continue to drop lower, but there are some potentially quite interesting opportunities that are worth taking note of. And as you already know, the best place to be doing that is always going to be on Bybit with the link down below, which you can check out for up to 30k and access to that iPhone giveaway. The deal with Ethereum right now is that we ended up losing our 4-hour Ichimoku cloud, and it's now formed as a red cloud, and we have a lot of resistance where we are as well. So it's a lot of like bad right now and bad a little bit higher, potentially resulting in drops lower. Like that's basically the super simple version of what I'm seeing on this chart right now. And the main good news that I have for you guys is that we are sitting at a 382 Fibonacci support level right now. So let's actually take a look at that Fibonacci level, drawing it off the low from mid-March right here. If we actually grab this tool right here and take a look at where we are, it's similar to Bitcoin's chart, a little bit weaker because Bitcoin isn't at the 382 level yet. That means that Ethereum is at a really important support level. And if we just drop a horizontal line right here, we can see, looking back, that this level has been important for Ethereum historically. Quite important, actually. It's quite different to Bitcoin's chart. Ethereum had quite a lot of price interactions around this area at 1850. We had resistance all the way back to 2021, support in a sense back in 2021 as well, and even when we were dropping down, we did show this level some attention. So this is a stronger support area than Bitcoin's equivalent, which is what makes Ethereum a little bit more unique here, and it's still something that's worth taking note of as an area that Ethereum could take advantage of. Now, what I don't like is just on the short term, we've already kind of used this level and not been responding to it really well. We want to get bigger bounces off a level like the 382 support, right? Like something that's really important is if we're gonna get a bounce, if we're gonna get something that takes the market higher, we need to get some sort of reaction from that level, right? Like it's probably, it can happen. There are many examples where it does happen, but generally speaking, if we're gonna find support somewhere, it's gonna happen quickly, right? Like as soon as we get there, we're gonna immediately get rejected. I'll give you another example. If we take a look at the chart and look at the high that we set, look, we got rejected up here. And what's very clear is when we get to this particular price level, $21,050, I'm sorry, what am I saying? $2,150. I said that with so much confidence as well. 10 times wrong there. $2,150. If we get up there, we're not hanging around there. We're immediately selling off. This always happens at reversal points. Like where you reverse, you don't hang around there for long. And the reason is because there's very aggressive just trading action happening at those price levels, which means the price gets squeezed out of that price level very quickly. So we had it a little bit over here, but it's clearly not a big bounce. You know, it's clearly not a bounce that's anything that you want to write home about. It's almost a bit of a dead cat bounce. In a sense, and that's my primary problem with this area of support right now, and why I think that Ethereum may have to drop a little bit lower. We were talking to you about this price level, and I still think that it's an interesting price level to pick up some Ethereum at, just given how important this level has been historically. It's more important than the level we're at right now, in my opinion, because this is where the bounces actually happen. So, you know, if there's any area that we're potentially likely to fall down to now, and that we're also likely to get a really big, good bounce off, it's probably this one right here. What I want to do is actually, this is 1670 to 1800. I'm just going to drop this here on this chart because I want to show you what this looks like. 1670, let's go ahead and grab this level up to 1800. Bam, there we go. And what I actually want to do is draw a Fibonacci from the very low that we set to the top. And look at that, I haven't planned this at all, but our 382 and 33 golden pocket lines up beautifully within these two green lines. So let me go ahead and make these lines a different color so we don't get confused. Let's make them blue lines, and let's make them pretty thick as well, because this is an important level in my opinion right here. Bam, there we go. Super clear, guys, that right at the bottom of this range is where our 382 and 33 level falls for the whole trend of Ethereum. You know, so when we're getting important pullbacks at important price levels, you know, we do respond, you know, generally pretty well to Fibonacci levels, which also means that the 618 retracement is going to be important to watch. If we fail the 382, you know, I like to generally turn immediately to the 618. Not saying that we're going to drop that low, bullish in the market in general, but you know, these things have changed, and that's just the fact that we're dealing with right now. You know, when we were at the top, we were still pushing, we were still looking good, but losing these lows, you know, was a bad thing. And I was warning you guys about the same thing on Bitcoin, where, you know, like, as long as we hold this level, I was very vocal about it, we're still good. You know, ideally, and it's like each level of support you lose a little bit more confidence, because if you have a weak area of support, if you have a weak area of support and then you bounce off it, well, that tells you that you're probably pretty bullish and people are just really excited, and you don't need a particularly strong support level to keep the price high. You know, which is a good sign. It shows that there's a lot of demand and not very much supply. But on the flip side, if you start losing strong support areas, well, that's telling you that it doesn't really matter how much of a fight you put up right now, the bears are still in control. That's why this stuff is really important, and that's why, even though the drop is getting pretty hard now, it's still not taking us by surprise, because we knew which levels to keep into account, and that's how you insulate yourself from having a problem, right? I could have been sitting in a really big problem with my Bitcoin position or whatever the case may be right now. You know, one of the reasons I've avoided it is because I'm always planning for these things, even if they don't happen. I hope that they don't happen, but I still plan for them, and that's part of being a responsible trader. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, you can follow these steps on screen here, get yourself inside a VIP and watch how I trade these markets in real time with all the explanations of exactly what I'm doing and why, where I'm choosing my levels, why I'm choosing those levels, and you get the theory behind that too with the courses that you get as well. Yearly members, if you pick up that package, you even get phone calls with me, which is a really, really cool offer. But back to the chart here, you know, this would be an interesting area, and the fact that it lines up with a Fibonacci level is also interesting. What I also find particularly compelling to pay attention to right now is that on this small 1 hour time frame right here, we are in an ascending triangle, and this is heading up towards a big Ichimoku cloud. Now this is something that's worth paying attention to just on the short term, and we formed this very, very recently. This is you know, pretty recent price action just on this drop right here, but you know, it's more immediate to where we are, and it potentially tells us a little bit about how Ethereum, if it does make its way down into this yellow box, how it'll get there. You know, it is forming an ascending triangle right now, and really our best case with this ascending triangle is something like this. It's a 3% pattern, so you know, we take a target up, we would be targeting 1940. We're not going to get very much. You know, if we pump up, and this is kind of the thing, is we've already kind of, to be fair, we've already lost it a little bit. You know, but if this thing does end up kind of trading lower, you know, 3% down takes it right into, pardon me, the support range that I was just talking to you about. So even though this is kind of Ethereum's best case, you know, what looks perhaps a little bit more likely, almost like we've potentially been initiating it now, is that we are going to continue to move downwards. And again, it's not really a problem. It doesn't mean anything particularly bad. We're not even doing badly on Bitcoin dominance right now. I mean, you know, Ethereum against Bitcoin, we're not really losing any ground here. So that's good to know as well. Now, we probably will lose ground if the dump gets worse. I think that's worth noting. It has started to get worse already, you know, in the last kind of 5 days, right, when the dump really started to kind of take off, 18th and 19th. Let's see if that's when the dump really started to happen. This was the 19th, yeah, and the 18th was actually an update, yeah. So just before, when we were getting the rumbles, when things were starting to get bad at first, that's when we started to lose a lot of value against Bitcoin. So you know, that could be a warning. You know, if nothing really happens in the market but we start seeing altcoins selling off into Bitcoin, well, that could be a sign that things are about to get worse. And that's just generally going to happen because, people don't want to be in risky coins when things are bad. When there is a negative environment, you want to be controlling your risk, not increasing it. And increasing your risk means being in altcoins, but decreasing your risk means being in effectively in the dollar or being in gold. And one of the, and if you're not going that far, you might just decide that selling your altcoins into Bitcoin is the right thing to do, so that's why we're watching the dominance as well. And the dominance isn't saying anything particularly interesting right now. It's all just kind of stagnating. I think everything's just waiting for the next move. And again, a lot of this does depend on things like traditional finance, which are still looking good. So, in a vacuum, not looking great. Definitely against the dollar, looks like it could be dropping a little bit more. But overall, we're still not in that bad of a picture, and I think that's important to keep in mind because, fear is going to start setting into this market. Already has with a lot of people. I don't know why we're seeing an increase in the fear and greed index. This is a pretty scary time for a lot of traders right now. But still, retail, very, very long, so on the flip side, people are still trading a lot of their a lot of their long positions. Really weird that there is a lot of fear in the market, but it's clearly not being represented here or here. So, maybe it's just among the smart people because we know that things could be continuing to get worse. I don't know. I'm just commenting on what I'm seeing. But there you go. If you have enjoyed this one, you know exactly what to do. And very quick note, if you are watching this on the main channel, then double check. Make sure you watch this on the altcoin channel instead. You're getting all of this analysis late. And when the market is so hot, you don't want to be doing that to yourself. So check out this link down here if you're interested in catching altcoin content. But with that, I hope you have enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all in the next. You know exactly what to do. Hit up the like, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that good stuff. Check out Bybit, get your 30K bonus, get entered into the iPhone giveaway. You only have to deposit $100 when you use my link. And OKX will be giving you up to $30,000 in rewards. So that's well worth checking out. Super easy to get access to these rewards. All right. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'm out. Cheers.